What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. Today we are diving into Sins of Sinister, Nightcrawlers, issue number 1. This story is going to be taking us 10 years into the future. It has been 10 years since Sinister took control not only over humanity, but also mutant kind, using the Moira clones to reset his timeline whenever he chooses. He is creating a world where he is the ultimate, where he is the one that reigns supreme. The only problem with this is that there are other Sinisters. They are plotting, they are scheming, as we saw in the last issue with Storm and the Brotherhood. The other Sinisters, they are plotting, they are scheming, with Stellaris and Destiny stealing the laboratory of Sinister. He no longer has the ability to reset his timeline. But that is not stopping this experiment from continuing on. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so this story is picking us up in New Essex, also formerly known as New York City. We pick up at the Sanctum, once the house to Doctor Strange. This house being empty, what we find is the spirit of variance. What is unique after 10 years, the spirit of variance and Banshee, they are both here. They can communicate with one another much like Johnny and Ghost Rider might be able to. They find themselves inside the Sanctum looking for items of power. Unfortunately for them, Sinister's army, his Legion of the Night, they have shown up. These are his Chimera, his secret legion spliced together by Nightcrawler, using individuals like Wolverine, Spider-Man, Domino. He has created the ultimate weapons. And the Legion of Night is now descending down on the spirit of variance. Having no other option, they used the Scream of Change. Previously, this had never worked on any of the Chimera. The Scream is a reordering of the mind and spirits. They have tried this on countless Sinisters, but they have found that their core cannot be shaken free. The infectious ego is simply too strong. But right now, they have no other option. Screaming into the face of the Chimera Wolverine, we see her put it pause. And then in an instant, we see her begin to attack the others that are still inflicted by Sinister. That is when the spirit of variance begins screaming into all of their faces. As many as he can, as quickly as he can. With half of the Legion being taken over by spirit of variance, we see that the rest of them, they want to scatter. They want to inform the council of exactly what is going on. But before they get the opportunity to leave, we see the Chimera that is both Nightcrawler and Domino, opening up a teleport, taking some lucky shots. Every single one of these shots meets their target. What remains of this Legion of the Night, they have all been assassinated right here on the spot. And what remains of the Legion of Night, they now find themselves needing somewhere to go, needing some kind of direction. These are all creations of Sinister. Now that they have been broken free, they need to know what are they for and what is their higher purpose. This is what brings us to Luna, the House of the Fall, formerly known as the Summer's Home. We have Mother Righteous and the Spirit of Variance. They have come here for a meeting. As the two of them go inside, we quickly learn that they were not invited to this meeting. This meeting is between Stellaris and our Dr. Stasis. This is a meeting of the Sinisters. Stellaris being the first chair of the Galactic Rim, Dr. Stasis being the captain of the Orcus remaining forces. They have yet to fully understand who Mother Righteous is, but with her coming in and crashing this party, she lets it be known that the X gene that had got bewitched, she has been working in secret to reverse this hex. If you guys have been following Legion of X or anything going on with Nightcrawler, you will see that he has been inflicted with a secondary mutation, causing his mutation to go haywire, turning him into nothing more than a monster. Mother Righteous has been working in secret to reverse all of this, years to fix it, with spells, sacrifices, deals, all of it. But it is finally done. Dr. Stasis not really happy with this decision, because Orcus had commissioned that hex. While it lasted, Sinister was unable to exploit some of the most dangerous bloodlines. But ever since this was reversed, we have seen Nightcrawler strain being used to build hit squads. This is when Mother Righteous takes off her mask and reveals that she is the Heart Sinister, one that doesn't have any kind of narcissistic delusions, that she may be the one true Sinister. She knows that she is not the original, but she didn't come here to talk about that. That is where she has the Spirit of Variance attack, going after the Club Sinister. We see this battle break out, and while Dr. Stasis may believe he has the opportunity to overcome this situation, that is where we see the Legion come in. The Chimera that were once saved by the Spirit of Variance now work for Mother Righteous. They are new disciples, and they come in here fighting with a fury, as Dr. Stasis throws out every defense in his arsenal, and may look like he has the upper hand, when he grabs hold of the Wolverine Chimera, about ready to rip her to pieces, but that is when her Nightcrawler tail comes out, and that tail also has one of the Wolverine claws, putting that right into the head of Dr. Stasis. He is taken out of the game, with Stellaris saying that that was a beautiful display, because Stellaris had hired Mother Righteous to assassinate him. The reason Mother Righteous did this is because she wants some answers. This is when he divulges that he stole Sinister's lab. They didn't want him resetting reality. That is because he has the processing power of the World Farm, crushing possibilities to find a path to the highest throne. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, nobody can access the Moira clones now. And so what Stellaris is doing is allowing Sinister's chaos to wipe out any threat that could face against him. He doesn't have to lift a single finger, and Sinister is doing all of the work for him, believing that eventually the possibilities will lead to him being in control of everything. Stellaris only asks one thing of Mother Righteous: to stay out of the way. That if you stay clear, you will have safe passage. With Mother Righteous needing to take this information in, she tells WAGNERINE and the rest of her Legion that they need to go out and they need to find new recruits, new resources, and new believers. And so this takes them to the Savage Land. It takes them to Namor. It takes them all over the world looking for people and artifacts that they may be able to bring to their side. That is what brings us to the Prime cloning facility where this Legion had actually been created. As they look around, what they find is Dr. Nemesis and the original Nightcrawler. Mother Righteous had dissolved the spell which afflicted him over a decade ago, but the effects are still persistent. He grows more monstrous and more mindless. All it would take to set him back to his regular self is a resurrection. But unfortunately, right now, Sinister is the only one that has control over resurrection. As the Legion goes around and they begin to rescue those that they can, adding a few more members to their team, they are freeing them from Sinister's grasp, and they are joining forces against something even greater. At this point, both Banshee and the Spirit of Variance, they're a little bit concerned on what they are doing. Is it good or evil? Are they doing the right thing? And the Spirit of Variance, he lets Banshee know that he's not really sure if this is all good or bad. What he does know is that the Legion, also known as the Nightkin, they are happier free. They are kind. In the very heart of their soul, Nightcrawler is still in there somewhere. That spark, it is still very much alive. But if it does prove that they are in the service to evil, then they must trust in the instinct of the nightkin. They must trust in them to find a better way. That is what takes us to Avengers Crater, formerly known as Avengers Mountain. Her legion have come with all kinds of artifacts. They have the Book of the Spark. They have a limbo rifle. The Brain of Cortez. Sinisters hang these everywhere to boost their powers. This is when our Mother Righteous, she shows us a vision. She shows us the laboratory, the giant chimera surrounding it, keeping it encapsulated, and it is surrounded by flames. This place stolen, protected, and hidden. It is only through remote viewing that she can even get a glimpse of it, going on to say that this is the dark heart of all sin, and it is up to them to cleanse it. That there are others out there that were working against the devil, but they are unwilling to join forces because they have their own goals and plans in mind. What Mother Righteous wants to do is create a weapon, a holy weapon that they must build. Properly deployed, it'll purge the sinister strain from the heart of every mutant. It will do this with the white hot fire of faith. All they are missing is what is on the inside. This is when one of the Legion members steps forward. Our Nightcrawler Spider-Man, he is the one to step forward, to say that he will go in, he will try to get into this laboratory. Though this may be a suicide mission, these are the faithful. They are willing to do anything that Mother Righteous demands. Using the Cortez brain, we see him bamf out of here as he makes his way to the World Farm where this is all hidden away, where the laboratory is hidden in flames. As he begins to teleport into it, we see that there is a teleportation barrier. In an instant, this chimera is wiped away, with Mother Righteous saying that the boy died for love. The love he bore for his kin. Love for the world, love for the sacred spark inside of all of them. Asking what his name is, they all called him Wallcrawler. And much like some Fight Club stuff, we see Mother Righteous begin to say the name Wallcrawler. She says it over and over, all the others also begin to say it. As if in death, he now has a name. His name was Wallcrawler, and a new ritual is born. This is when Mother Righteous tells them that it is time to get to work. While you were made into the ultimate killers, she is going to use them as holy thieves, the Buccaneers of Light. And what they are to steal are the instruments of the gods. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Definitely a fun issue, very exciting as we dive into Sins of Sinister. This is a series that has continued to give, and this one is no exception. This issue was absolutely phenomenal in my opinion, because Mother Righteous is beginning to play a much bigger role. 10 years into the future, 10 years since Sinister had taken over everything. And we already have Dr. Stasis that is off the board. Now, there is always the possibility that he has his own resurrection protocol, but as it stands, the only one that seems to have it is the main Sinister, the one that started all of this. But I like the plan that she is going with. Now, it doesn't necessarily seem that Mother Righteous is striving for power like all the other Sinisters. In fact, she seems to be the only one working to purge all of mutant kind of Sinister. The others, they're all using this to their advantage. They're all using this to rise their own position, their own power. Mother Righteous being the only one that seems to want to free everybody from this grasp. And to do this, she needs all kinds of magical items. So as these Nightcrawlers make their way scheming and trying to steal whatever it is Mother Righteous tells them to steal, the question now remains, can they actually pull this off before the other Sinisters catch on to what they are doing and try to stop them? Another fun fact that we had learned that I didn't mention inside the comic was that the spirit of variance can really take away the sinister control of these guys. But it's not a permanent change, which means at any point in time, these individuals could go back to their regular state. They could go back to being under the control and the bidding of Sinister. So for the time being, they are definitely great allies. But right underneath the surface is a double agent waiting to just blow off their heads. The stakes have never been higher, and it is a battle of the Sinisters to see who is going to control the world. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with Sins of Sinister, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with this event. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50. From loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.